That was utterly insane. I can't believe that Peter actually got the boot. Well, I guess just me and you left, right, Pookie Bear? Hey, if you think of it like this, he was just third wheeling, so I think it's for the best that he's gone. Well, now there's just the two of us. Me and you and me. What is there left for us to do? Oh, wait, I think I know. Hey, sorry if I'm interrupting or anything, but I just want to say I kind of feel bad for you guys because of Peter's elimination. But then again, after what you guys put me through, I don't. Anyways, see you at the challenge. Oh, that kid, he's getting too cocky now, and that is not right. Not right at all. Relax, Kitty Whiskers. He's just a child, even though he's kind of based. What's he gonna do between us? I mean, we're both pretty much carrying this game, if you know what I mean. Oh, you're definitely right, Pookie Bear. But still. It is a shame that we lost Peter last time, although he was pretty much useless. If it wasn't for me, he would have gone out a long time ago. But, yeah, Final 7, and it's just me and Razor. I mean, Pookie Bear. Yeah. Anyways, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Neutron became such a threat in just a short amount of time. He's getting too cocky for his own being, so he better watch out. Man, crazy times, right? I mean, look at us two, the Lovebirds in the Final 7. Honestly, I don't know who else is going to be in the Final 2 except for us two. I mean, come on, it's just that obvious. Yeah, right. Although, there's one thing you're mistaken of. And what would that be, gorgeous? We're not lovebirds, okay? We're just allies. That's it. Come on, stop playing too hard to get. You know you want me. No, definitely not. Alright, I'll keep playing with your silly act. But this needs to come to an end pretty soon because the game is almost over. Right. Look, let's just do our best, okay? In today's challenge. Couldn't agree more. Jimmy Neutron won the last two challenges, twice, in a row. We cannot let that happen again. I can't believe Nerdtron won the last challenge. Like, how the heck is that brat winning? I don't understand. Compared to us, like, we're like Giga Chads compared to that little simp. Don't know why you have to say it like that, but yeah, I agree with you. I can't believe Neutron's actually that much good of a player. We need to get rid of him at all costs. Yeah, we have to make sure that he does not win the next challenge. But it's going to be tricky because he's very smart. All I gotta do is throw him off his game. It shouldn't be that hard, should it? You're right. He's just a kid after all. Playing this game all by myself got me this far in the game. I mean, look at me. I'm in the Final 7 now. This is the farthest I've ever made. And it's for the best that I stick alone because if I work with allies, look, like I've worked with allies before, and that didn't really do anything for me. And now that I'm all on by myself, working by myself, I made it as far as I can. So I cannot let this opportunity go to waste. I will win this season. And if that kid's gonna get in the way, then so be it. He's got to go next. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of Total Paper Island Fan Favorites. Last time you guys did a challenge, and in the end, it was Jimmy Neutron who won once again, and it was also Peter Griffin who was sent home. And now, 7 players remain. With that said, Stefano over here will be announcing today's challenge. Okay, so today's challenge is one that hasn't really been done before at all in this series. So you guys are lucky. The challenge is going to go like this. We're going to have an argument face-off. So we're going to have 2 people go at a time. And we'll give you a topic. And your goal is to try to outmatch the other player that you're up against based on an argument. So the topic will be any topic. And all you have to do is out-argue the other player. If you're able to get the other player to stumble and stutter and not know what else to say, then that means that player will be out of the challenge and you are still in. And then the next player will go up, and this will keep on going until there's only 2 players left in the game. Then that'll be the final round, and whoever wins that match will win today's challenge and will have a guaranteed spot in the final 6, while everybody else will be going up for elimination. So yeah, I hope that is not anything too hard for you guys to understand. So, who would like to go first? We need 2 people to start this off. This challenge seems simple enough. I'll start. I will also start. Okay, looks like it's going to be Ito versus Bayonetta. Alright, Stefano, give them the topic that they're going to be arguing about. Okay, the first topic, dogs versus cats. Which pet is more reasonable for the demographic, if you know what I'm saying. Which is better, pretty much. Okay, so, like, I have a pet cow, and yeah, I don't know how to really answer this, but most people that I know love dogs, so let's go with dogs. Dogs are sweet, dogs are kind, dogs are stupid. It's the perfect match for a family. Yes, you may say that, and while I would agree because I have two demon dogs, I'm gonna have to play the opposite side, you know? What's that phrase that people say? Devil's advocate? I don't know. Anyways, cats, let's see. I'd say cats are more, they're more petite, they're more kind, they're more smart compared to dogs, even though cats love to kill little rodents and it can get very nasty at times. They are more, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess they are more bearable, manageable to take care of than dogs. Plus, dogs have bigger craps, if you know what I'm saying. True that, but a lot of people don't like cats because cats can also be very arrogant. Like, they can scratch you, and that can easily ruin friendships, while dogs, they're pretty much friendly 24/7. You're right about that, but if it comes to someone who has to clean up their pet's, you know, business all the time, I bet they would rather clean up smaller business than huge businesses, which dogs are very known for doing. You got me there. Let's see. Well, when it comes to cartoons, there are more famous cartoon characters that are dogs than cats, like Scooby-Doo, for example, who was even a contestant in this season. Yes, you're right, but then again, there's Tom from Tom and Jerry, Garfield from the Garfield Show, who's also getting his own very animated film that's gonna drop in theaters later this year. So, I don't know. Even though Scooby-Doo is big, I feel like there are more cat characters when it comes to the cartoon genre. And you lost me. Okay, I'm lost. I got nothing. Well then, looks like Bayonetta wins this match and she's still in the challenge, while Ito, you're out. Too easy. Darn it. Well, as long as Neutron doesn't win, then I'll be fine. So, who's gonna go up next? I will. Good luck, Pookie Bear. Why, thank you, Kitty Whiskers. Okay, now here's your next topic. Video games versus television. Which is more enjoyable? Alright, let's go with, video games. I'll do the video game side. But I'm a video game character. So? Whatever. Just hurry up then. Okay, video games. 1. You actually need to use your brain for video games. Although, it can still be entertaining. As you can see, you can do whatever you want with video games. You can play as any character that you would like to play as, and you can move around. You're pretty much controlling the character that you're playing as. While for TV, you're just watching them. You can't control what they do. You're just watching. But for video games, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do with the main character that you play as. And plus, the music in video games is outstanding. Like, for example, Crush 40. They knock it out of the park with the Sonic songs for all those Sonic games back in the day. And they are still bangers to this day. I listen to them constantly because Crush 40 is where it's at, if you know what I mean, rockers. Also, each video game has a wide range of different characters, and they are all, pretty diverse with one another. Especially video games nowadays, you get a lot of diversity with characters, not just with their race, but with their pronouns and stuff like that too. And if you were talking about today's audience, I feel like most people will definitely agree that video games are a lot more enjoyable than television. So, what do you have to say about that, Bayonetta? While I would agree, I think the majority of society today would rather have video games than TV. But let's talk about TV as a whole, not just today, but of all time. While you did bring up, games from the past, like when it comes to their music, but TV's got a lot of music too, like especially intros. If you've seen the show Friends, so many people love that intro. I'll be there for you, and stuff like that. And not just for reality sitcoms, but there's also reality shows. Like, there's a lot of different varieties when it comes to TV. You can do whatever you want. You can make a reality show, you can make a sitcom, you can make a cartoon, drama, horror, all that stuff. And sure, the same could be said for video games, but at least for TV, you've got a lot more
opportunities. You can cast whoever you like to cast, you can watch whatever you want to watch, and compared to video games, I bet there are a lot more TV shows out there than there are for video games. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I think. And there's a lot more shows, like if there's a specific genre that you like, or if there's a specific actor that you like, well, then don't worry, because who knows, that actor can be in a lot of shows, and you can watch all those shows and not get bored because of your favorite actor. And not just for real life shows, but there's also cartoons as well, and there are many, many cartoons. And even web shows, like online from YouTube and stuff, web shows are actually getting pretty popular nowadays. Like, look what happened with Has Been Hotel. That got picked up by Amazon, and of all companies. So if I were you, I would just give up, because honestly, when it comes to which side has more variety and is just overall more entertaining, I would say TV shows, because it's got great music, great characters most of the time anyway, and overall it's TV. Like, you don't even have to try to enjoy TV. You can just sit and watch. Video games, you actually have to try using your hands, using your mind, while TV, you can just turn off your brain and still enjoy it. So I'd say it's a lot more simple and a lot more entertaining. Okay, you got me. I don't know how to argue against that. You're right, you can legit turn off your brain to watch TV. While video games, it's not that simple. Unless the video game is really simple, where you can do it without even thinking. So, yeah. Does that mean you have nothing else to say, Razor? Yeah, I'm afraid I'm out. Bummer. And there you go. Bayonetta, you are still in the challenge. You're rocking it. Well, I guess you could say I'm the best one of the final 7. Oh, we'll see about that. Definitely, we'll see about that. Anyways, Razor, go join Ito for the losers. Whatever. So, who's gonna go up next? I will. Let's see if I can beat you. Well, I don't think you will, but you might as well try. Alright, here is the next topic. Outdoors or indoors? Which would you rather do, or which do you think most people would rather do? I call outdoors. Alright then, guess I'm indoors. And how about you start us off first? Alright, I will. Okay, indoors. Sure, it's more lazy, but there's a lot you can still do indoors. One, you can like legit use any electronic indoors. It'd be a bit more difficult to use much electronics outside. Like, for example, you can't bring out your PlayStation and just play it outside like on Mount Everest or something. However, for indoors, you don't have to worry about anything like Wi-Fi connections and stuff like that. You can do whatever you want indoors. And plus, if you are not like a people person, then you don't have to be indoors, because you can just do it all by yourself. You can be inside all by yourself, and you can have the time of your life. Plus, most parties nowadays are indoors, because indoor parties are a lot more fancy and riveting compared to like outdoor parties, which can get out of hand. So yes, while there's a lot more to do outdoors, indoors still has plenty to do, and I bet most of the audience nowadays would much rather be indoors. Like, I bet all of you guys watching this episode right now are indoors. So, come on, I'm not wrong, right? We do make some valid points, but here's my argument. Outdoors is just everything, honestly. If you want to go on a hike, you cannot go on a hike indoors. Outdoors is where it's at, and there's a lot more beautiful things to see outdoors. Sure, it could be noisy, and there's people everywhere, but still, there's a lot more things to do outdoors, and there's a lot more things to see outdoors than indoors. Like, you think you'd see everything indoors, right? But nah, outdoors is where you would actually see everything. And I mean it. Like, you can have all the space you want outdoors if you're like on a field or something. While indoors, it can get a bit cramped, and that might not be for your liking. So yeah, outdoors overall, it's much better. You get to feel the fresh air and stuff like that. You can see the clear blue skies when it's hot and sunny, and overall, it's a blast outdoors. So yeah, and plus, if you're like a cold person who likes being out in the cold, then outdoors is where it's at in the winter and fall. And then, of course, if you're a person who likes it when it's warm, then boom, spring and summer, outside. It's very beautiful and very refreshing. You can do a lot more outdoors, and it's much more exhilarating as well. So, that's my argument. Well, Bayonetta, do you have something to counter that? I got nothing. Bayonetta, no! In that case, wow, congrats, Shinra. Looks like you move on.
And Bayonetta, you're out. Sigh.
So, who's gonna go up next?
Don't worry, I'll get my revenge. I'm going to get this guy down.
We'll see about that, Waluigi. Okay, here's your next topic. Thinking about the past or the future. Which is more tolerable?
I'll go with future.
Then I'll go with past. Okay, so Waluigi, you'll start us off. Very well. Thinking about the future. Sure, it might sound a bit scary, but look at it like this. You would always want to know how your future is like, maybe, for the most time, or for the most part anyway. Because one, right now, wherever you're at, right now, thinking about life, you're thinking, man, I wonder how I'll be like in the future. That's why so many people look forward to the future than looking back in the past. Because in the future, there's a lot more exciting things that maybe you'll never think of doing until you actually do it. So it can be very exciting. And plus, in the future, there's gonna be a lot more things to worry about, sure. But still, it can be fun, it can be entertaining. It's the future. There'll be a lot more cool things to see, as well as a lot more scary things. But overall, the future is looking pretty bright, in my eyes anyway, and that is why the future is much better than the past. Okay, your arguments are a bit questionable, but here's how I have to counter it. Looking at the past is much more reasonable than looking at the future. The future, as you said, is going to be scary. You never know what to expect. While looking back in the past, at least looking back at all the fond memories you have, is much more relieving and relaxing. Especially looking back at your childhood, at how fun you were, or how fun you were having, and not thinking about anything, not even worrying about anything, until you get to where you are now, and now you're just really worried about how the future's going to be for your life. But looking back in the past, sure, it may seem a bit sad, and you would wish you were back in the past, but still, like, thinking about all the fun times you had back in the past is just such a great experience, honestly. Like, if you're laying down in bed at night, not being able to sleep, but just thinking about something in the past, sure, most of the time might be something embarrassing that you regret doing, but it could also be something that you wish you could just relive that memory again and again because of how fun it was and how much you miss the past. Overall, most people would much rather look back in the past instead of looking back in the future, because the future is going to be, well, we never know. We don't even know how our futures will be. But for the past, we already know, and we don't have to worry about it because of how fun it was and how much we miss our times back then. Times are much more simple back then compared to now. And I bet most people would much rather live back then. Like, if someone who'd much rather live in like the future or live in like the 90s, I bet most people would much rather want to live in the 90s. Especially me. I would love to live in the 90s. That'd be quite an era. So, yeah, I believe most people would definitely like looking back at the past than looking forward to the future. And that is my argument.
Oh my god, he got me. Is that so, Luigi? Anything else to say?
No, I'm completely lost. And also, Shinra's completely right about the past. I want to look back at the past.
Wow. Okay, well, you're allowed to get out of here. Wow, Shinra, you're still in. Pretty good job.
And I don't plan on losing.
Well, let's see who your next face-off is. And it is James Isaac Neutron.
All right, kid. This is where you go down. And I'll make sure you lose because you're going home.
All right, Shinra, we'll see about it.
Okay, our next topic is all about personality. Would you rather change your personality for the better or for the worst?
My argument will be for the better.
Then I guess I'll be for the worst. All right, let's start with you, Shinra. So, changing your personality for the worst. Maybe a lot of people do not like your personality, and maybe you want to improve yourself, like me. When I was a team captain, I made a lot of questionable decisions, and I bet most of my team didn't even see me as captain material after seeing me as an actual captain. And, of course, realizing that my one true ally didn't even think of me as captain material, which really, it touched me for the wrong ways. And, of course, I knew I had to change myself. And so I did, but for the worse. Instead of being all happy and caregiving, I am more serious, dark, and brutal. I don't care if I get rid of close allies anymore, because I am doing this so that I can make it to the top, so that I'll be satisfied. So, even though changing your personality for the worse might sound like a bad thing, as long as it'll keep you from feeling horrible things, then it'll truly all be worthwhile. And that's my argument. All right, Shinra, that's a questionable argument, but it's time for me to play devil's advocate. Okay, changing your personality for the worse just does not sound like anything that can be ideal. It doesn't even sound ideal, and honestly, it's very questionable, and honestly, it's pretty stupid as well. Changing your personality to the better, or for the better, is much better. Like, come on, it's in the name, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if you have a horrible personality and you want people to start liking you and treat you as a human being, then changing your personality for the better is the way to go. And plus, it can help you make new friends, become more social, and honestly, it can help you love yourself a lot more. A lot of people are very insecure, but changing your personality for the better can definitely change that. It can defy that. And honestly, it's a much better experience and a much better decision. So Shinra, you did say that you changed your personality for the worse after you heard what Lobok said and that one truth challenge. But if you changed your personality for the better, then don't you think that they would all actually see you as a captain and then that you would earn their respect? So think about that, Shinra. And that's my argument. Well, now that you put it that way, I guess you're right. Shinra, do you have something to say? No. I'm out. What? Shinra, what the heck? We're supposed to get rid of Neutron, not make him move on. I know, but he's right. I've been acting like a fool, haven't I? What? Well, there you go. Jimmy, you move on. And now you have your final opponent, which is me. This will be interesting. All right, Stefano, let's get this over with, because I'm here to win. Well, let's see what the final topic will be then. The final topic is playing it safe or making risks. So, who wants to do either? Playing it safe for me. I guess for me it'll be taking risks. Okay, we'll start with Panty. Very well then. I'm going to make sure that this kid regrets making it this far in the game. Let's do this. Playing it safe. Sure, it might sound basic, boring, and just overall stupid, but playing it safe is the more reasonable approach. Like, you don't want to take a lot of risks, because you never know. It can easily backfire right at your face, and then boom, you'll instantly regret it, and you don't know how you'll be able to live with yourself. But playing it safe is the smarter move, because then you won't have to worry about anything with the outcome and stuff. Like, for example, let's say you want to make a move, but you first want to play it safe. You want to make sure that everybody's going to agree with you with this move, instead of just doing it right off the bat. Because then you never know. If you just do it without anyone's consent, it can easily backfire, and that's a big no-no. So playing it safe is the smart way to go, and that's my argument. Pretty good argument. Let's see if you can top that, Neutron. Oh, I think I will. What? Taking risks. Yes, it's a bold move. Yes, it kind of sounds pretty stupid. And you're right about one thing. It could easily backfire. But it's a much smarter move than to just play it safe. To play it safe, things will just be boring. And also, it'll just be very obvious of how things will turn out. But making risks is what truly makes you a great player, especially in this type of competition. Let's say you're in the outs, like me. I was in the bottom for so long, and I still am in the bottom to this day. And yet, because of the risk that I made, that's the whole reason why I'm still in this game. If it wasn't for the risks, then I'd get eliminated a long time ago, and I would never be able to serve justice to all the people that you did wrong. But because of those risks, I'm still in the game, and I'm guessing that some people watching right now might even see me as one of the best players in this season. So if it wasn't for taking risks, then I would honestly be eliminated, and I would never be able to be satisfied. But since I'm still in the game, and since I was able to get rid of some of your players, I am somewhat satisfied. And that's why taking risks is truly worthwhile in this show. And that's my argument. Wow, that's a great argument. Panty? What? I've got nothing. Well, in that case, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jimmy Neutron, you win today's challenge once again. That's what I said. Taking risks. You should try it sometime, Panty. Ooh, this kid is going to pay. Which means that the rest of you will be facing elimination. So good luck to all of you. Jimmy Neutron. I don't know what to say, but man, you rule! That brat is making me look bad in front of Bayonetta. What am I gonna do? Wow! He's safe again. This is just great. Hello everybody, and welcome to the elimination. You've all already casted your votes and made your choice. It is now time for me to announce all the people that are safe. This is too good, and I sure hope that everybody left in the game is smart, and I hope that means they're voting off Panty, because if they don't, then, man, this is just gonna get even harder. Neutron's gonna pay. Neutron will pay, and I will make sure of it. He will definitely pay, especially for making a fool out of me. I honestly don't know what to do with myself, but I think I made the right decision. Jimmy, my boy, my main man, for being safe 3 times in a row. You lucky bastard.
Well, Mr. George, I do try.
Whatever. Next one safe is Bayonetta.
Yes. Oh, my beloved.
Razor.
Sweet.
Waluigi.
Wah, wah, wah.
And Ito.
I'm safe? What a relief. Looks like we're down to you two, Panty and Shinra. One of you two will be going home tonight.
And the final player safe is... Panty. Well, Shinra, looks like you're toast.
Oh, that was close. Sorry, not sorry. Well, I expected this. Shinra, I'm sorry, but you are eliminated. However, I have one question. Did you vote for yourself?
Wait, he voted for himself? Shinra, you idiot.
Now, why would he do that? Is it because of my argument? I didn't think he'd take it so seriously, though. Well, after my argument with Neutron, it did give me the realization that I messed up. I mean, sure, this whole emo phase was pretty cool and all, but just abandoning the people that I was working with is not cool at all. And sure, making the bad moves was what got me to make it this far in the first place. But then I realized that the people you work with is what truly can make you feel like a champion, even if you aren't one. So I voted for myself just because I felt like I made some terrible moves and terrible mistakes, and that's why I voted for myself. So yeah, you 6, best of luck. And honestly, even though I despised you for a bit, I'm rooting for you, Neutron. You definitely proved that you got what it takes to win this thing. So you got my salute, and you have my respect. Alright, time for me to go. Later. Alright. Well, Fire Force, I'm coming back. And also, where's Season 3 at? Alright, later, guys. And with that, it looks like Shinra Kusakabe is eliminated. And with Shinra gone, we're now down to our top 6. Panty, Razor, Waluigi, Bayonetta, Ito, and Jimmy Neutron. Out of those 6, who are you guys rooting for? Let us know. And thank you all so much for watching this episode of Total Paper Island Fan Favorites. Peace.